Hello, Kathy Brennan here, helping you to look better, feel better, and do better. Well, I'm continuing my series on habits, and this week's habit is make a habit of seeking beauty. What's beautiful to you? Well, as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what is beautiful to me might be different than you. And there are just some common things that are beautiful to us too. So it starts with, what is beautiful to you? When we seek beauty around us, it just brings joy to our heart. It heals our mind. It's good for our spirit. Seeking beauty, it might seem like kind of a weird habit, but it's an intention and a direction that will lead to a good life. So the intention to seek is to look for something. Think about if you lost something that was very valuable, you'd look all over for it and focus on it. I've done this. And when you find it, you would be so happy, because you don't want to lose those things of value. You want to find things of value. Well, beauty's just like that. If we seek it and find it, it brings us joy and we're happy that we have it because it is very valuable, what is beautiful. Practicing this habit means focusing on what's right in front of you. So we can get distracted or not have this intention of seeking beauty. And when we don't have that intention and we're not noticing it, something beautiful could be right in front of you and you just miss it. Just like if you had lost a diamond ring and you weren't searching for it, you might just not even notice it and it would be laying right there. So beauty is something we need to seek. When we do that, it changes our state of mind. So instead of noticing or seeking problems or things that are wrong or things that need to be corrected, we are seeking what is beautiful, what is good, what is soothing, what is healing, making a habit of seeking beauty. So why is this a good habit? Well, when we seek beauty and we find it, it brings our stress level down. Think about the first time you ever saw the mountains in person, if you've done that. It takes your eyes off yourself and you notice these mountains. It reduces your stress. You're just captivated by the beauty of them. And beautiful things can be inspiring. Certainly a mountain can be inspiring. But here's an example I have. I was volunteering one year before I'd even seen a marathon at mile 6. I was volunteering at this marathon and telling people to take a turn. And I noticed so many different kinds of runners. And finally, I thought, what is going on? Like, I saw big people and little people and men and women and old and young. I saw everything in between. But on their faces, I saw determination. I saw resiliency. I'd never seen this in any other place in my life, except for the first time watching this marathon. And that was beautiful. It was so beautiful. It inspired me to run a half marathon. And then the rest is history. I have now run 8 marathons because of the beauty I saw in those faces. Also, when we see beauty, another reason this is a good habit, somehow, I don't know exactly how this happens, but somehow the beauty we see, like just imagine if you're looking at a mountain, somehow it's like you're a mirror and all of a sudden you start reflecting beauty because you're receiving it. You somehow reflect the beauty. So imagine if people were walking around all over the place in busy cities, reflecting beauty instead of caught in anger or anxiety or disruption. Like, just imagine. This is a real principle, I believe. You see something beauty and you can't help but just somehow in some small way reflect it to those around you. It's like a mirror. And when we see beauty, this is a good habit because it takes us away from ourselves. When you see that mountain, you're not thinking about your hangnail, or you're not thinking about the stress at work. You're just captivated. So it broadens our perspective. I keep talking about these in this video. As we get a broader, wider perspective, we get a better, good life. That's why these are good habits. Make a habit of seeking beauty. So how do you do this? Well, first of all, you might be doing this right now. Put down your cell phone. There's nothing that distracts us quite like a smartphone. And in order to see the beauty that's around us, we need to have our eyes wide open and be noticing. And these things take time too. You can't just, everything's not going to be obvious. You might be standing in line at the grocery store and looking around, and maybe if you don't take out your phone. So leave it in there, and then you can start to notice the people around you, notice the products around you, notice the magazines on the rack. Just notice. We need to get in this habit of just staying still and noticing what's around us. So the phone distracts us from seeking beauty and seeing beauty because we're just looking here. Now, there might be something beautiful in there, and you can see that anytime. You can't see what you're seeing in the grocery line any other time. You're just there. So do that. I really suggest having specific phone time where you're using it as a tool, not as a distraction. And read my blog. You're going to get some more information there. So another way to form this habit is ask people what's beautiful to them. Not only are you going to find out about them, but it'll give you ideas of, these are places that I could look for beauty. Maybe it's places you have never considered before, like a train station, or at a baseball game, or sitting alone meditating. Like, where can you find this beauty? Find that, ask other people. And then, like I was referring to in the first one, putting down your phone, is just stop and smell the roses. Stop and observe. Stop and give yourself time to seek out beauty. It's not going to slap you in the face necessarily like a mountain would. A mountain wood is just there. You can't ignore it. But there are so many other things that are beautiful that we're not seeing because we're so distracted, and we just aren't allowing our eyes, our minds, our bodies, our spirit to just absorb what's going on around us. Another way to form this habit of seeking beauty is to be open to new experiences, because then there will be new things. You'll be paying attention to new voices, new smells, new experiences, and you might see something beautiful that you would never see if you hadn't done that experience. So be open to new experiences. My favorite way to seek beauty is to be in nature. Nature to me is fantastic. I love watching nature shows, and whether it's about bugs or animals or planets or stars, I love nature shows. So I'm very excited about this one. Nature is infinitely complex and interesting and changing and evolving. It's, you know, just the leaves on the trees. I'm from Minnesota, so in the spring the buds pop out and then you see a little green, and then we've got leaves and lush, and then in the fall they change color and they fall off the tree and die, and then the winter we have just raw trees with no leaves, and then in the spring it starts all over again. So it changes. So nature, oh my goodness, there are so many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things to look at in nature. And one last little tip, a way to practice this habit of seeking beauty. I played this game where I walk around the neighborhood, and every house I see, I seek something beautiful. I look at it and then I say it out loud. Those front steps are really big and wide and welcoming. Or I love the roof. That looks like a new roof. It's a certain color or whatever. So play this game with yourself. You could do it at the mall where you're just watching people or on the street. Seek out something beautiful in each one of them. And you might not want to say it out loud if you're in a crowd of people, but I did that on my walk. Or you could even just look at cars, something that's interesting to you, and look for something beautiful. And it's even better if it's a little challenging. So then you're doing more of this seeking and the intention and the looking for beauty, which will change your mind in a good way. You will look for the beautiful, for the glass half full, for the things that will calm your heart and mind. Make a habit of seeking beauty. Be well, my friends.